Hello, everyone. This is John Crate. We are back in Rogue Trader. Something occurred to me earlier that, unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to, turn the voice volume back up for when people start to talk. I'm unfortunately gonna have to have that up because... Oh, frequency of... Here we go. Character voice response. Never. Or, here, let's do... It's constantly, frequently, occasionally. We'll go occasionally. Because I'm tired of hearing it all the frickin' time.
They say a little bit of humility never hurts anyone. I help others better themselves by wholeheartedly humiliating them at every...
Okay, if it's still gonna happen that much.
None shall stand in my way.
Okay. You talked me out of giving you the occasional. The lore thing. Oloroso. The man with a face so drawn it appears to be made of nothing but skin and bone. Jesus fixes his unblinking bird-like eyes upon you. Priest's simple black clothes have next to no adornments, and they do nothing to mask his unhealthy gauntlets. The Emperor protects. The Emperor protects, Reverend. But he protects only those who are pure of heart. Do you think yourself one of them? Be leery of this conviction of yours. Many who have risen to the pinnacle of faith have fallen from it into the embrace of pride most degenerate. And you must be the young Von Valancius. That name carries weight, and it is a burdensome one, for its reputation suggests that Theodora encumbered it with many a transgression. I wonder, will you seek to shed them, or will you carry them onward, picking them among the way like ripe fruit and savoring their sweet poison? I've heard many exalt the deeds of your intellect and call your wisdom a gift from the Emperor himself. Fools. Do they not know that the seeds of heresy sprout quickest in an enlightened mind? Understanding only erodes the will to act. Yeah. I put my faith in the Emperor. Gives you a scrutinizing look, and then his tone softens. Well, then be twice as diligent, for this sector will seize any chance to test your faith. Greetings, sister. I congratulate you on your return. Was your pilgrimage fruitful? It was, Reverend. It was. Reverend, let it be known to you that Theodora von Valancius' ship was attacked by servants of the archenemy, who appall the heart of any righteous soul. And not all of them met a fitting end. Some fled, and more than that. The blasphemous words clearly pointed to this attack being part of a larger design. Reverend Hieronymus, I wish to join the esteemed rogue trader's crew and help protect the von Valancius dynasty from the forces of the archenemy. I am divesting myself of the responsibility of guarding the Footfall Reliquary. Yeah, might as well put in a good... She stood by my side during the ship and could use her assistance going forward. Follow the call of your soul, sister. The Footfall Reliquary will be preserved even without your contribution, as it was in all the years preceding your arrival. I know what it is that calls you to follow the rogue trader, Sister Argenta. You seek combat, for it helps you to forget how hollow and worthless our lives truly are. It offers the illusion of meeting. Perhaps you will relinquish this illusion one day. Perhaps you will die before the day comes. Regardless, I wish you luck on your new path. But before you start on a path towards your new destiny, I have a request to make of you and your companion. Many among my flock are from the poorest, most dispossessed people on the Footfall. They brought me troubling news from the Footfall's shadow quarters. In the darkest corners where Legion's wardens do not venture, taint has taken root. Footfall is consumed by profanity, but even here, true heresy, serving the archenemy, is a rarity. The cultists, who now dwell in the shadow quarters, mark their abodes with a sun inscribed in blue and gold, and perform strange rituals in secret. The weak find solace in believing these reports to be rumors, but I well know that evil lurks all around us, and I wish to see retribution. Let's see. I'll verify this rumor. Great pleasure. Let's wish for the rumor to be true. My heart yearns to battle some heretics. This is where I bid you goodbye, sister. Noble John Cradicus, is there more you wish to ask me? What are you doing on Footfall? What I am doing in this den of blasphemers, pagans, and the vilest of souls, you mean to say? Well, Footfall is the first and last stop at the Corrodus Expanse. It is the point of arrival for those who have just started on their path, and also where those who are reaching its very end return, their souls wounded and bleeding. I embrace both the former and the latter so that they may cast an honest eye over their impurity. Furthermore, rumors from across the entire sector amass on Footfall. If I hear crewmen whispering about a reclaimed shrine world or expressing desire to carry the Emperor's light into the darkness among the stars, I help my flock in their sacred duty. Devoted trailblazers need assistance both spiritual and material. Tools, equipment, even garments and simple everyday items. Anything that might help pilgrims on their long journey. During the first days of the harsh frontier, life is worth its weight in gold to us. May any help you offer to this effort of gathering such things be blessed. The path of true believers leads into darkness. To search for worlds that have lost his radiance, steeped in depravity, blessed are the deeds of those who give themselves unto the void of the warp and... Oh, God. I can't even stay awake during his bullshit. Footfall still awaits news from the Wasteland Wayfarer, an ancient ark of a ship headed to distant stars. Her last message was sent from beyond the Cinerus Maleficum, and the stars again lost in the void. I bear another darker duty. The Expanse is filled with tainted creations of unholy heretics. These insidious objects are a danger to the soul, but I know what to do with them. Okay, so they also like heretical items. Let's take a look at what followers of the Drusius you have to offer me. Medkits, yes. An Enforcer helmet. Let's see, all targets of taunting scream. I don't know who has that. Bonus to Imperium lore. A navigator, huh? First you... first use of an attacking navigator power per turn does not set the power on cooldown and does not count toward the attack limit per turn. The second use of this power, or the use of a different attacking navigator power on the same turn, deals an additional 6 damage to all targets and 6 damage to the Reputation is too low. But we've got enough for a lot of this stuff. Okay, well. Okay, journal. We've got a lot of shit. Quests. I don't know why that's still here. Okay, so we need more planets to return to Opticon. We need to get back to one of our planets to do that, so we can't do that here. It's vital to keep an eye on any potential threat. Okay, where the shit? So this one, we've got to find that. We got to find, that's for finding our worlds. Okay. So we gotta go back to the shadow quarters for both of these anyway. And we can meet with, we gotta meet with Solomon. We talked to the people on the bridge. Okay. So right now we just go back to the shadow quarters. Also, we've got some rumors. These are all out in space. Let's find out why the carnival barker is marked, actually. Someone I should talk to? Let's see. Oh. I demand that the abuse be stopped and the captives freed. I will buy the captives from you. Okay. So I lost 1 profit factor, not a, just to get rid of that. So I wonder what the consequences of that is going to be. Anver thug. Wonder where they went. Carnival Barker is still marked on the... Guess I'll figure it out later. To the rest of Footfall, please. The Shadow Quarters. Let's see if they've cleared a way for us yet. And see if, you know, whatever it is Doloroso wanted. Let's see, Rogue Trader, I would like to remind you about Reverend Hieronymus's request. He asked us to search for potential cultist den in Footfall's shadow quarters. You seem weighed down by something. What? No. Apologies, Rogue Trader. Being here on Footfall is difficult for me. It's a minor personal weakness, but I'm ready to fight as ever. It will have no effect on my combat skills. Perhaps I can help. I suppose I could share it with you, but the tale will be long, and I will have to start from the beginning. I wasn't born in the Expanse. I was sent here to be a guardian of the reliquary on Footfall, but my ship became caught in a warp anomaly, and although it lasted only days for those on board, decades had flown by in real space. When I last arrived on Footfall, I felt like I had been erased from time. No one was waiting for me on this side of the Maw. The people who were supposed to greet me, who knew about my imminent arrival, had died. The reliquary that should have been mine to safeguard had instead been taken under the protection of Reverend Hieronymus and his brethren. They were more than up to the task. They had no need of my help. Footfall became my cage. I didn't know who I was or what purpose I had here. The way back to Calixis seemed like another trap. Even if I were to find a ship headed there, my sector, my order, they too would have lived decades without me by that point. Whenever I'm reminded of those months spent on Footfall, I feel like I'm falling into a pit. I hope the rumors of cultists turn out to be true. I can't wait to prove with my bolter that the world and the Imperium need me. Something must have changed. Yeah, a sign, almost a portent, showed me the right path, but it's not something I can speak of like this on the street in the den of Malice. Let's be on our way. All I'll say is that on Footfall I met Lady Theodora and joined her, and that was the end of my languishing in this place. Okay, we must keep going. Let's just go. Oh, we found something. Not sure what we found, but we found something. Oh, this. Okay. There's some sun symbol. Another one. Door. It's got the symbol over the top of it. It's a fake door connected to a mind trigger. Oh, can I turn it off? What about the guy right next to it? There's another door down there. Fake door is connected to a mine trigger. Whoa. Another one. Say this is where the anvers were. Unless they've taken precedence here. Guess not. Let's get out of here then. Come on, let's go. Oh, hey, another goods. More garbage to give to one of these other people. We're following the symbols. What did we find? Well, now we're just back here. What am I fucking stuck on? There's nothing there. Gotta be missing something here. It's not there. That's where the anvers are. There's one. That's actually that's a box. Oh, it's a symbol on the box. Interesting. They wouldn't be in the warehouse again, would they? It's worth a quick look, I guess. Yeah. No, doesn't seem to be anything here. Still haven't given us a way in. We might not be able to find them until we can get in there. But I was able to find those doors, so let's... this way? Let's check in here. You never know. If I can walk through here. I don't think this Valika mission is. I don't think we're gonna find anything here. There truly was a cache hidden in the old bridge. Sadly, it must have been plundered already. To be expected. The puzzle is several centuries old, and locals are quite adept at gutting. The fact the cache ever existed gives me hope. Okay, well. Can I... Oh, for fuck's sake, go! What the fuck? Oh my god. You know anything about this? Sister Argenta, the Sister Argenta. The one who is the worst scum on footfall, shaking in their boots. Everyone's talking about you. No more. I seek retribution against transgressors, not more for myself. She doesn't know anything. Yeah, we might have to come back to this one if it leads into the quarantine area, which it might. No, not inventory, journal. At this point, I don't know where else to go. We're finding all these little things. We're finding multiple doors that are real that I can't break through. So yeah, we might have to, back later. Also, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, so here we are supposed to talk to... Oh, there's loot there too. That couldn't have been all of it. That was all of it, apparently. This is a... There's a puzzle to this. And we're just gonna look this up. I don't even want to frickin' deal with this right now. Let's see. Three, 5, 4, 1. 3. Oh, I already pushed one earlier. Okay, so now let's do this. 3, 5, 4, 1. What'd we get? Would it have been worth it to solve it? Alright, we got a bunch of goods. How about this? Plus 3 dodge until the end of combat for each psi power they use. Plus 5 bonus to Xenoslore. And plus 10% hit chance. Immune to burning. Burning is removed from adjacent allies. And a multi-key. Interesting stuff. I don't know that I need it, but... Also, I'm supposed to talk to Solomorn here. There's Opticon. Arbitrators, here we go.
Thank you for responding to my request, Rogue Trader. I'm here on the orders of Marshal Strax to ask for your help. We are in pursuit of a TIE thief. We must board the thief's ship, execute the heretic for his crimes, and return the sacred tribute to the protection of the Adeptus Arbites. The reward for your assistance in this matter will be the thief's frigate, the Heartless, which we will capture in the course of the mission.
It's a pleasure to see you, Solomorn. And you, Glato?
Glato, speak! Not every cybermastiff receives a personal greeting from a rogue trader. Such an honor warrants a response.
Let's see. Sure, I can help you. What's the plan?
Captain Sargona and his flagship, the Heartless, are concealed in Mundus Nullius. The exact location can only be determined with your ship's augurs when we enter the system. The Heartless is escorted by a small flotilla. You'll need to neutralize it in order to capture the frigate. Our BT strike teams will land on the upper deck, while your boarding party handles the remaining bays. My squad of arbitrators will take on the most difficult and dangerous part of the operation. The ultimate goal is to capture the captain's bridge and interrogate and execute Sargona.
Tell me more about the ship.
The Heartless is the enemy flagship. It has been corrupted with inhuman technology, but you have the necessary resources to purge it of Xenos filth and make it serve the Imperium once more. Even if you don't wish to own a ship previously crewed by pirates, you will have prospective buyers lining up to take it off your hands. I'm no expert on ships, but when I questioned the captains on Footfall about the Heartless, they were almost salivating as they listed its virtues.
Purifying and removing a ship equipped with blasphemous modifications from the hands of apostates is the sacred duty of all servants of the Omnissiah and of the Emperor.
No, I don't want to try to take a cut of the tithe. Sure, counteroffer. I get the ship and you join my entourage.
I do not have the power to choose my assignments, Rogue Trader. However, if the mission is successful, the Marshal is unlikely to refuse to deploy me as your escort.
I see. Need more information about the thief.
Stein, transfer the latest data. Bryce, hologram. This one has the complete file.
Need the rundown on Sargona.
He is a former privateer and a fugitive psyker. At one time, he was involved in the cold trade and the supply of Xenos mercenaries, but his pirate habits got the better of him, and he started robbing his associates. Now, even among the criminal rabble, he is known as a nasty piece of work. Something of an achievement, you will agree. Sargona is cunning, cruel, and unpredictable.
Study the file. He's a pyromancer. Image quality leaves something to be desired, but you can make out the criminal's surfeit of augments and social clothing. How are you so well informed?
Shortly after the fall of Rakad Manoris, I questioned the Liege of Footfall. He supplied me with exhaustive information about Sargona and his ship, and gave the arbitrators full access to the docks. I suspect Takara's compliance stems from some bad blood between him and Sargona. Scum-eating scum. Nothing new there. As you wish.
Any tactical recommendations?
The task is relatively simple. Kill all enemies we encounter, and not let them kill us. Sargona must be taken alive for questioning, but I and my team will handle that. There is one other thing. The following call signs will be used for Vox communication during the mission. You will be RT1, and I will be DX1. I also request you use RBT sign language throughout. Non-verbal commands are faster than speaking, and will allow us to catch our target unawares. Here is a short list.
There are 24 basic commands, from head nods to combinations of hand gestures. Everything you need to quickly and efficiently communicate any position and numbers, and even coordinate joint attacks. What do they mean? What do the signs mean?
DX1 means I am in command of the Delta Xi Squad. It's one of our standard designations for strike teams in the Expanse. RT1 is you, the rogue trader and leader of the Rho Theta Squad. For a short mission like this one, these identifiers should suffice.
You have a deal.
Good. Do you have any further questions?
Let's see. I may have other matters to attend to en route. Will you be able to accompany me?
No. I'm still on mission, and in your absence, my subordinates and I will be checking weapons and finalizing tactics for the assault. In other words, we will be wholly occupied with preparations.
Okay, then.
Acknowledged. Sargona is already dead. He just doesn't know it yet.
Okay, so they are going to be waiting for us on the ship. So we're going to come back later to try and, you know, we'll go do like another mission, and then the next time we come back, we'll try to, hopefully the contamination area is open, the quarantine area is open to us, and maybe we can finish that mission. And if it's not, and if we can't finish it then we will, then we'll look it up, but I need a bath after going through the sewers. I really need so many people watching me do this. Like, I wish to see someone from my retinue. Who do we want to bring in this time? How about Abelard? Well, Captain, what a fortunate rarity to find you at leisure. Since you have nothing else to occupy your time, I will give you a lecture on the history of House von Valancius. I would not be doing my duty if I did not start from the beginning. Let's see, enlighten me. We shall begin with the origins of your noble lineage. Abelard provides you with a daunting amount of information, but you still learn quite a lot about your dynastic history, whether you want to or not. If that's enough for today, your lordship, permit me leave you while you contemplate what you've learned. Okay. So a few extra experience points. Nothing much, but... Now, who do we talk to? Again, starting at the front. Anything new from the Voxmaster?
Greetings.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our
What
stimulating
is your special
conversation.
site reveal?
Jai is like a gem. The brighter people shine around her, the clearer her faces reflect a myriad of colorful gleams. They are all parts of Jai, but no single one of them is her. I cannot discern her true colors through the veil of her motley shawls. I peel off hue after hue, only to find a different color underneath every time. I have...
Lord.
Lord Captain.
I've discovered that there are caches left by Theodora somewhere on Dargonis and Kiavagama. Do you know anything about it?
It is wise for a rogue trader to have caches where they can safely store important information. And utterly unwise to share the coordinates of such caches with anyone. Even one's most trusted associates. I'm afraid I do not know how to find the caches, but I can offer some help. Your predecessor used this numeric code to deactivate certain defense systems in her service. If I know Lady Theodora as well as I think, then I'm quite certain that she left her caches well guarded. In that case, this code will be useful to you.
Well, thank you, Abelard. That's... new on that. Heinrichs, you're back.
To what do I owe this visit?
You wanted to discuss the nature of your mission.
Yes, but not here. I wouldn't want our conversation to be gossip fodder on the bridge and in the officers' mess.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, no voices. Thank you for finding the opportunity to talk. I trust now would be a good time to explain the reason for my return aboard your ship. I welcome the chance to assist the Inquisition. Lord Captain, your enthusiasm is commendable. To business, then. The cult of the Final Dawn. The madmen preach their heretical doctrine among the denizens of the Kronos Expanse and instigate crimes against the throne and humanity. One such crime took place in your protectorate. The Lord Inquisitor considered it necessary to have one of your acolytes accompany the rogue trader on the voyage to the corrupted region. I also need to meet with one of my observers in the capital world of your domain. Let's see. Why would Ordo Xenos agents investigate a chaos cult? You're well versed in how the Inquisition is organized. Yes, initially our arrival in the Kronos Expanse was dictated by the need to fight Xenos, but there is more. The cult is tangentially related to my main specialization. Perhaps I'll be able to reveal the full truth someday, but right now I ask you to display humility and patience. Let's see, the Lord Inquisitor mentioned in his letter that he is willing to show lenience toward my actions that would otherwise be interpreted as radical. That is correct. I should show greater tolerance for the mistakes of a newly appointed rogue trader. To be frank, I'm surprised the Lord Inquisitor is not the type to indulge the weakness... to be frank, I'm surprised. The Lord Inquisitor is not the type to indulge the weakness of soul and mind, even in someone who only recently accepted the burden of a lofty title. Chaos Cult, my protectorate. Heinrichs, are you laying an accusation against me? Chaos treads softly, John. The main danger of secret cults and sects is that they are like seeds. They can remain on the ground for decades, safe from all scrutiny, until an opportunity to sprout, grow, and bear monstrous fruit presents itself. The emergence of a cult on one of the rogue trader's planets does not mean the dynasty head himself is a chaos worshipper. Having said that, it should be noted that Theodora von Valancius was famous for her loose interpretation of the freedoms granted by the Warrant. A bloodline can be stained by ancestral transgressions. If it is indeed so, It is in your best interest to do whatever necessary to redeem yourself, and then perhaps you will get a chance to salvage your dynasty's reputation. You have spies on... Well, he has spies everywhere. The person I mentioned is not a spy, but a secretary of the Administratum Department on Dargonis. The planet's governor and Theodora were fully aware of his status. His duty is to fulfill the sacred oaths of the Golden Throne and eliminate threats to the Imperium, which the Coronis Expanse has in abundance. His name is Achilles Scalander. As soon as we contact Dargonis, I'll introduce you as the new head of the dynasty. I'm sure you'll appreciate the presence of such an advisor among your subjects, and I suggest you heed his words at least occasionally. Let's see. I want to know more about this cult of the Final Dawn. Chaos Worshippers. Most often agents of the throne, run into lone renegades stirring up the rabble. Insane prophets and hysteric visionaries preaching the end of days. A passing comet, a mutant rebellion, an onslaught of monsters. Each time, they come up with a new reason why people should prostrate themselves and quiver in fear. Much effort and the blood of those loyal to the Golden Throne were spent before we established the connection between those heretics. However, the cult of the Final Dawn is something greater than a gaggle of misguided seers and fortune-tellers. 1 second, my ear itches. They cleverly spread their agents all over the Coronis Expanse, disseminating heresy among honest people on the Imperial worlds. There is a certain strategy to their actions that changes whenever we get too close. And finally, they have enough military power to have had the 2 ships that we had sent after them later discovered as wreckage. Growing difficulty in making warp jumps is detrimental to us, but is unlikely to inconvenience those who engage in vile sorcery day in and day out. After the events of Rykad Minoris, I suspected the cult might have built a nest inside Winterscale's domain. The latest reports indicate it is your protectorate that is harboring heretics. Being in your entourage improves my chances of getting closer to their secrets. Okay, what else? The rogue trader should deliver me to the system that contains the industrial world of Kiava Gamma. I'll then accompany you to the surface and determine what the cult is planning and how it intends to use the resources that have fallen into their clutches, which may very well include the blessed engines of the Adeptus Mechanicus and even the followers of the Omnissiah themselves. I'll be frank. The answer to this question is unlikely to please either of us. The machinations of chaos usually go beyond solely inflicting countless deaths and destruction. Having their plans come to fruition would lead to far more terrible consequences. One of the systems in the Coronis Expanse is already lost. May the Emperor protect us from watching this tragedy play out again. Why did your suspicion fall on Kiava Gamma? Disjointed pieces of data that finally merged into a single picture. Additionally, not long ago, a vessel from that world arrived on Footfall. The reports from the crew are confused and alarming, making me fear a planet-wide rebellion. We met a Chaos Space Marine on Rykad Minoris. Do we risk running into those brothers? I have no doubt it will happen sooner or later. Chaos Marine siding with the cult is very, very bad news. Most likely, they kept away until recently, pulling their puppet strings from a respectable distance. These traitors seldom show up alone. The best we can count on is having to deal with just a squad of Chaos Space Marines in the Cronus Expanse and not an entire company. I won't let anyone throw the weight around on my worlds. Commendable aspiration for a person who holds the fates of billions of people and dozens of Imperial worlds in his hands. Which is why you need to be ever more vigilant when looking for seeds of corruption on your planets, lest they sprout someday and spell doom for whoever is tangled up in their roots. Tell me more about who stole the sun. The Drukhari, one of the branches of the Eldari, an ancient and vicious Xenos race. Those creatures are a living terror to ordinary people who fall prey to their raids, for the simple reason that the victims are not killed outright, but instead become their playthings. Just as you and I need air to survive, the Drukhari require psychic energy born from torment and pain, which they exact from their captives with uncanny expertise. Their ships, which are difficult to mistake for any other, arrive suddenly and undetected. Their stealth technologies greatly surpass the capabilities of standard Imperium auger arrays. The objective of their raids is never to capture a world or a ship. No, they are only interested in fresh victims. After filling their holds with living captives, they disappear into the webway, a different dimension which conceals their greatest stronghold, Komorag, the dark city of the Drukhari, which none can hope to escape. I do not know why the Drukhari stole Rykad's sun, and brought about the fulfillment of the cult's prophecies. Perhaps the Xenos themselves have played into the archenemy's designs. Or perhaps Aurora's divinations, in fact, described the Drukar's actions. There's only one thing I can say with absolute certainty. There is no alliance between the cult of the Final Dawn and the Xenos. It's simply impossible. Anything else I need to know? Let me put it this way. You may think whatever you want of me, but my goal is not to hinder you. I am here to help you in the fight against foes you may not even be aware of. You have my word that I will provide every assistance in uprooting the heresy that has spread on the Von Valancius worlds while their master was away. And that I will try to be more patient with the less grievous flaws the bearers of the warrant have sometimes known to have. Thank you for sparing the time. Okay, I believe he had some. Did he have something else?
To what do I owe this visit?
Can you tell me about the Cult of the Final Dawn?
The cult's ordinary members are humans who have been corrupted by the archenemy, traitors to the Imperium, and accomplices of chaos. Participation in the cult's rituals always entails brainwashing, literally and figuratively. The longer cult members spend among other cultists, the less critically they think, and the more closely they resemble obedient livestock, stripped of their fear and instinct for self-preservation. The worst of them go to their deaths without an inkling of doubt, ready to take hundreds and thousands of souls with them. As for those at the top of the cult's hierarchy, we have not yet managed to get a lead on all of the cult's leaders. I imagine that some of them are hiding in the depths of the Coronis Expanse. But those who are orchestrating the fanatics on nearby worlds are hiding very well indeed. Or receiving protection from above.
What was your mission?
I need to confirm the reports from my agents. According to them, one of the cult's leaders is in the Kiava Gamma segment, an industrial world within the dominion of the Von Valancius dynasty. I hope you won't impede my investigation.
What do you mean by protection from above?
Governors, commanders, rogue traders. History is full of those who neglect their duty to the Golden Throne and seek allies in the wrong places.
You seem to have been investigating this cult for some time.
We discovered the first traces of it as soon as we arrived in the Coronis Expanse. Since then, the more we learn, the better we see just how far the roots of this blight extend. Destroying individual cells is pointless. We must cut this beast off at its head. As you wish.
Okay, thank you. Good talk. Anything new from Janice? Janris? Oh, there's Jay. I'm sure we'll have a long talk with her.
The Omnissiah knows all.
So let's check the people down here first.
Domin.
Allow me to thank you again for helping me with the cargo, Shireen. I am sure the Ashmags who squirreled away my goods won't give up so easily, and I'll hear more about their scheming yet. Let's strike a deal, Shireen. I will watch your back, if you do me a favor and watch mine. Well, enough jokes. Is there something you wanted?
Is there some business you wish to discuss?
Oh, Shireen, I did manage to spark your interest. Allow me to invite you to a more private place. My words are meant for your ears alone.
Shireen, the Exalted One himself brought us together in the day you crossed Validium's threshold. He led us to the cargo and gave his blessing for its return. Do you know what people in my world say when such a thing happens? What's gained is to be shared with your neighbor. Let's see. Polished Eldari rifle, a rare model, and the other holds an ornate sword. I am sharing what I've gained with you. Please accept these humble gifts in honor of our wildly successful, though suddenly struck, friendship. So this is an Eldari weapon. This is a Drukhari weapon. Truly wonderful gift. I accept it with gratitude. I know you'd appreciate the Xenos mastery of their craft. So, the matter I wanted to discuss with you is related to my business. You know that I sell Xeno artifacts to interested Imperial subjects, and Imperial trinkets to Xenos. Business is going well, but my network runs even without my participation. But when it comes to expansion, well, that's where I hit a wall. Rivals envious of my success. Falco especially. I'm certain the theft of the cargo is his doing, but I can never predict what that Ashmag will do next. And while the Imperium's authority may be fragmented on the Expanse, it would crack down on people of my profession at any moment. Go on. If the Rogue Trader put in a good word for me with the servants of the Adeptus Administratum, I could become an official trade representative of the Imperium. Just imagine it. A little scrap of paper will offer me and my agents protection against Ashmag's schemes far better than any refractor field. And even the Inquisition would have to think twice before they mess with me, because I'll be a representative of the law in my own right. And the best part of all of this is it will cost you precisely nothing, Shireen. All you have to do is stop by the Administratum Palace and obtain a certificate from the Master of Seals. My informants tell me that the palace is located on Dargonis, your capital world. You see how everything has aligned so wonderfully, and of course I will repay you in kind. Okay, and how do I benefit from it? Besides being in receipt of my eternal gratitude, won't it be beneficial to have someone in your retinue with the weight of authority behind them rather than just another pawn? One slip of paper and I'll be able to extend my network to systems far beyond Footfall. My agents will be your eyes and ears throughout the Expanse. That sounds simple enough. Sure. And you will have no... Let's see. And you'll have no complaints about your friendship. Sure, I will not trade... I may not be a trade representative with the Imperium just yet, but I can still help you with whatever you need. You must have some faction in mind that you would like to establish relations with. So I can choose one of these. I'm thinking the Adeptus Mechanicus. Sure, why not? I feel like I'll probably use the most... like, I can actually use their stuff because there's not a lot of, like... heretical stuff that's gonna... within theirs that's gonna bother me a lot.
May the Exalted One protect you.
Let's see,
Have
you don't look like...
grown
you don't look like a typical smuggler.
No truer words have ever been said. I'm far more exciting than some small-time peddlers from Footfall. Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Jai Amira Fatqin Tamiri Ash Ifrit, the 12th daughter of the Lord of Ifrit, a distant world at the fringes of the Imperium. The youngest child is destined to become a bargaining chip in the family's political games. But I was unwilling to accept such a fate, and wanted to choose what to become and which path to follow. When I learned the Exalted One watches over hundreds of other worlds amidst distant stars, I understood there was an entire world of opportunities beyond Ifrit. All I had to do was break the familial bonds tying me down and escape the planet. Which I did a long time ago.
So why'd you come here?
The Keronis Expanse. A gorgeous name, isn't it? But this backwater wasn't my original destination when I escaped, Shireen. Oh no, it was the rumors of incredible freedom that brought me to the Coronis Expanse. Freedom that is generously bestowed upon everyone who can survive in these parts. All doors are open here. You can become a saint, a mogul, a kingmaker, or anyone you like, really. Here, hard work pays off, unless you're used to lying by the roadside and complaining instead of toiling for the good of your soul, glory, wallet, or whatever floats your boat. I'm used to working hard, and so I found my blessing.
How'd you escape a freak?
I convinced my father I personally wished to oversee the inspection of imported goods. I had to get experience so I wouldn't bring shame on our family, didn't I? I made friends with traders, missionaries, and soldiers at the port. I listened to their stories, studied the charts, learned what documents I had to forge to escape the planet. A kind word here, a shiny coin there. And here I am, in the iron belly of a ship, braving the void in search of a new life.
Judging by your implants, you've had quite a few close shaves over the years.
Consider it a mark of my trade. This here? Xenos. Dumb-headed orcs. Who knew that we weren't the only ones to get tempted by the wreck of that raider? As for this treasure, I received it as a reward for a life that had been just a little too good. I was in a hurry to get to the Adeptus Amasacus after the Exalted One blessed me with immense wealth. I was 2 backstreets away from the den when a pathetic Ashmag attacked me, envious of somebody else's fortune. I learned my lesson and started taking the longer way around. Except I haven't had any big windfalls since. All relationships are based on mutual trust. That goes for business too. The youngest child... All relationships are based on mutual trust.
I've
That
seen
goes
enough of
for
the shiny
business
wrappings
too.
of the... Tell me about his dark side.
The dark side is the real Coronis Expanse, if you ask me. But what do you want to know about it, Shireen?
How do they do things on footfall?
Dynastiers drink with criminals. Rogue traders strike deals with the Casbalica. And dozens of ships stop off for a welcome break from a long voyage. Is there a more beautiful place in the entire Imperium? The Emperor is merciful to the meek and the powerful alike. There's a job for everyone as long as they have a head on their shoulders. And if you feel like talking to him in person, the statue of the Exalted One can be seen from any asteroid. You can pray to your heart's content.
Tell me about the Casbalica mission.
An ancient crime cartel that originated with the first settlers of the Calixis sector. It is run by shadowy clans with robber barons at the helm. Cross their path, and you risk making enemies all over the Coronis Expanse, or even the entire Imperium. As for the agents, they are just shameless, greedy scum. Every third person on Footfall is a Casbalican. But that doesn't mean all that rotten filth is acting together. I've been set up more than once just so some Casbalican can get one over on his rivals. And yet, the Casbalica is generous to its customers. If you can afford it. Anything can be obtained, organized, and transported for the right price. The customer is always right, unless they happen to be a rat. In which case...
It's almost as if Jay's mask briefly slipped and she started using words that have no place in the vocabulary of someone from the upper strata of the Imperium. Well, duh. Are you one of the Casbalica's robber barons?
What gave you such an outrageous idea? Was it my immaculate garment? My gorgeous jewelry? Do not worry, Shireen. I will let you know once I become a baroness, should the Exalted One will it. Just imagine the strong and fruitful alliance that could be forged between a rogue trader and a mastermind of the Casbalica.
How'd you become an agent for them?
It's not hard to do on Footfall. I spent a year working for good old Christo. He was a brave soldier who gave up the ghost in a scuffle with orcs, and then took over his business. Having a good head on your shoulders and keeping the Exalted One in your heart helps to establish new contacts quickly. Eventually, I gathered together a group of honest and loyal people, and it only took a few successful contracts for the Casbalica to take notice. I quickly settled on Footfall and started dispensing my wisdom to my protégés and subordinates. I lost the taste for getting my hands dirty.
Tell me about the gold trade.
It really is simple, Shireen. The Kasbalika runs the Imperium's black market, offering special goods to those who can afford their services. Yes, I am talking about Xeno artifacts too. Alien weapons, technology, sometimes even certain kinds of living creatures. Unlike the rogue traders whose sacred warrants make them immune even from the laws of the Exalted One, Kasbalikan agents are used to hiding and covering their tracks. Nobody wants to draw unwanted attention, no matter who might take an interest. Especially now that the Coronis Expanse has a warrior of the Golden Throne as its watchman. Why not? The decision is yours, Shireen.
Tell me about your business here.
My trade means knowing the right people and non-people. Having the right connections and making sure the precious goods find their way into the hands of my no less precious customers. My wisdom includes the knowledge of the enemies of humankind, be they Xenos or the lowest scum in the Imperium, as well as the latest knowledge about how much they charge for any particular curio at the Footfall Market. Not even the most cunning Aji will deceive you as long as I am with you, Shireen. I promise you that. Whatever I have can be yours too, if your unfathomable wealth isn't enough for you already, I mean.
Do you do business with enemies of humanity?
It has been known to happen. After years of dealing with Xenos, I've learned their customs, and even got a grasp of their language. Except they cringe whenever I start speaking. Arrogant sods. They dislike even our voices, but they never turn away our valuables. Then again, I'm used to seeing sour faces. In this trade, the easily offended go out of business.
Things we do for profit and gain, right?
Emperor be praised. You took the words right out of my mouth.
So you have many talents.
Thank you, Shireen. Being able to read and write is chief among them. You may not be aware, but this science is beyond the abilities of billions of the Imperium subjects. And yet they happily keep drudging along in their factories, fundi, and assembly lines. Me? I didn't escape Ifrit to consign myself to such misery. It was literacy that paved my path to copied orders, forged signatures, counterfeited papers. The wonderful things that make the wheels of bureaucracy turn in the right direction.
Are you really that rich?
Compared to the rabble on Footfall, perhaps. Compared to you. Be it power or money, I still have a long way to go. I could purchase one of Footfall's asteroids, but not a planet. I could subjugate a few gangs from the shady districts, but not Vladium. And so the answer to your question is no. I do not consider myself rich. I am not rich enough.
You could be sitting back reaping the fruits of your own work, so why have you chosen
You're
come
fun
here?
to talk. I grew tired of scribing endless contracts and agreements neatly tucked away on Footfall. Well, I did that for how many years? But here, among the stars, you are always balanced on a knife edge. Nothing thrills me more than the tension of a warp jump, or the danger that lurks around every corner on a planet. Footfall was beginning to make me fat and stupid, Shireen. I do not want that.
She speaks measuredly with just the right amount of laziness in her voice, but her performance cannot conceal the slight tremble in her voice. Whatever she's afraid of, that is what drove her off of Footfall. What about your gang that stayed back at Footfall? Do you trust them?
Do I trust the Trickster twins? By the Exalted One, no. The underhanded rogues of Footfall came up with that name for a reason. The tricks of those frenzied Ashmags are all about things far more intriguing than the honest and law-abiding subjects of the Imperium can imagine. On the other hand, this is why I am keeping them close. Kor and Tora know who lifted them out of the cesspit proudly called the Shadow Quarters, and who has been feeding that ravenous beast their insatiable lust for lucre. No, they are not going to betray me if only because they know I am now a part of your entourage, Shireen. They're not going to let the biggest pie in the Imperium pass them by without trying to get a slice for themselves.
Tell me about the Xenos here.
Vicious, cruel, dangerous beasts. Humans hold little interest for Xenos. We are entertainment for them, a means to keep boredom at bay. A commodity. But some of them contact us once in a while using their own people. Do not deceive yourself by thinking you are safe because there are no Xenos in sight. Those Agi are as cunning as they are ruthless. They cleverly pull at the strings of spies and traitors, subjugate those who do not fall for the promised reward, transform the ones who resist their promises into soulless puppets. The Emperor watches over me, and that is why I still haven't succumbed to the fate of many of my associates who have lost their lives to the stringy scoundrels. I think we've said all there is to say on this topic.
See. You're telling me tales about your colorful past, but I feel not all these stories are true.
Listen, Shireen, the giver of happiness and the dearest of my friends. I am who I am. A cold trader, a Casbalican agent, and your partner. We each have a past, and that past is sealed. I'm not prying into your soul, am I? Well, have pity on mine. It has already been gnawed at by the Agi. And if you don't like the sound of that, we'll just go our separate ways. Deal? All relationships are based on mutual trust. That goes for business too.
See, I'm guessing you didn't know Theodora.
It is difficult not to be aware of the powers that be. Especially ones like Lord Captain Theodora. But we never met personally, as the difference between our positions was far too great. Theodora was a mighty ruler, the center of her own universe, and I, a pathetic speck, was nothing next to her. But you were kind to me, Shireen, and in my eyes, that puts you above your esteemed aunt, or whoever she was to you.
I'm not asking her that. Keep using words I don't understand.
The language on Ifrit, my home world, is quite different from the one spoken in the Keronis Expanse. We bestow more than one meaning upon each word, allowing our wise men to fully express their sagacious thoughts, and us lowly dabblers, our base passions and desires. Take Agi, for example. That is what I call every piece of scum and villain, because Agi means evil and foe and pathetic worm unworthy of consideration. Or take Ashmag. It means fool and little brother and blind man who stumbled and would fall into a pit without guidance. Shireen means friend and comrade and roommate in a battle formation, like we are.
I'll see you later then.
Oh.
Okay. To the map. So... guessing we still can't go here. Okay, we are now here. Sharp new routes. The ship's senior officers requesting audience with you. They are humbly awaiting you on the bridge. Okay. So we're gonna do some stuff in this, and whatever this new sector is, and then we'll come back. And see if we can get into that area. Lord Captain, if I may request your attention for a moment, I must report a series of highly dangerous violations that have taken place in the fuel compartment. The Master-at-Arms is ignoring my demands, and I am thus forced to appeal directly to you. The Fuelers have founded a sect of some kind. This group practices fire worship of the Emperor and has begun burning promethium near the fuel lines. I beg you to stop this madness before we all go up in flames. I should point out that there have been no incidents in the fuel compartment so far, and that the beliefs of the sect do not affect the obedience of the workers or their efficiency in any way. All assemblies are conducted strictly after hours and with the permission of their superiors. However, if you do find the practices unacceptable, we will put a stop to them immediately. Does the Ecclesiarchy recognize the cult? This matter is beyond my purview. Let Confessor Adalbert be the one to judge such business. The Emperor protects your lordship. I can assure you that there is no heresy festering in the fuel compartment. The sect of the Fire Prophecies has been tested for purity and found to be in accordance with the Creed. Their leader, who calls himself the Oracle of Fire, is devout and submissive to his servants. They do not twist the sacred teachings and are for their chosen forms of worship. These are neither rare nor remarkable. Many such minor cults exist in the Imperium with the full approval of the Ecclesiarchy. They are burning my Promethium? The amount of residue accumulated in the drainage tanks was so laughably small that it was not even worth recording. If there were any real misappropriation of the ship's resources happening here, I would have already punished those involved. Does this Oracle of Fire really make prophecies? At least he and his flock believe that the Emperor reveals glimpses of the possible futures to him in the sacred flame. Occasionally his visions do come true, or so his followers convince themselves. We do not know whether the grace of the God Emperor truly lies upon him, or if he's merely a charlatan, or perhaps a blissful lunatic, or a wicked rogue who possesses psychic power not tempered by his will. Or Captain, as choirmaster of the Astropathic Choir, you must be watchful of any threats to the ship's safety originating from the Immaterium. I've heard rumors about this oracle, so I have sent my adepts to see him. The man is a psyker. This man who speaks to the warp is a danger to himself and to the entire vessel. Both law and common sense dictate that he should be thrown into a holding cell, tranquilized, and handed over to the Inquisition to be sent to Holy Terra. Alternatively, you may dispose of him in some other way. Okay, what are we going to do? Let's see. Yeah, we must get rid of the Oracle. That could be bad. The cult, I'll ensure it will dissolve on its own without its spiritual leader. Okay, we're in for Abundus. Or no. We're not. Soto's tomb. Pirates, space dust, and a Hulk. This place has been thoroughly... Okay, let's go to Pirates. Let's destroy the Pirates. What are you guarding? Three ships. That one's right in front. One down. Oh, and we can hit you too. Oh, no one over there. Okay, well let's Get right up in your grill. Now we've got to get turned around. Misses? Oh, come on. Oh. Just get right on his ass. Just out of range. Alright, let's do this. So we can change our shield side. There we go. Battle's over. Let's see what they were, if they were protecting anything. A planet. Scan. Plasteel. Soto's tomb. Imperium cartographers and chroniclers know this place well. Long ago, the planet was a prosperous outpost capable of eclipsing even footfall. There used to be a Cyclopean tomb station in its orbit, the final resting place of Cornelius Soto, one of the discoverers of the Gross Expanse. The tomb gave its name to the entire system. However, about 400 years ago, an unknown cosmic body rammed into the station, causing it to collapse into the planet. Not only did the catastrophe kill the settlers, it also made the world uninhabitable for centuries. The crater formed by the station's impact can still be observed from orbit. Soto's tomb became a sepulchre for the entire planet. This sort of place is neither life nor loot, but knowing the nasty tricks that life can pull is a treasure in its own right. We could set up an extractium for plasteel, 5 plasteel, so sure, let's do that. Space dust. We received some stuff there. Oh, more space dust. The Hulk. Okay. So we did that. Let's see. As I am now fated to be your shadow, Doman, we must perform a ritual that will seal our bond, for it pleases the Undying One. Let us speak on the bridge, and I'll take us to a place appropriate for the ritual. I will be there. I wish to inform you that the sacred rituals addressed to the spirit of the ship have been performed. Tech liturgy and the rite of the machine's blessing ended with a data meditation in order to comprehend the nature of the miracle sent down by the Omnissiah. Acquisition of sacred knowledge has not been recorded. How the spirit of the void ship was able to call upon the power of the machine god and activate the warp drive remains an unknown. Yet during my meditative ritual, the Omnissiah gave me an equally valuable revelation. The sacred spirit that lives in the bowels of the machine's mechanisms differs from other analogous forms. This spirit holds a unique power that cannot be called anything less than a blessing of the machine god. So what does that mean? Hypothesis. In extremis, the ship's spirit is capable of making unpredictable calculations and actions. It is impossible to predict how it will behave in any given situation, but I believe the spirit is currently showing obedience, at least for now. I recommend that we continue monitoring the ship and be prepared for new manifestations. Thank you, Pascal. Okay, where are we now? Scan. Desert world. Adamantine. Small human dwelling stands. Ask the old hermit for a blessing. To the Lord Captain's surprise, the old hermit turned out to be a navigator. And when the old man discovered the noble status of the visitor, he willingly recounted his tale. He had retreated to this planet long ago, back when he was still in his youth, after he had realized that his mind would not withstand frequent forays into the Immaterium, the realm of the archenemy. The hermit spoke with pride about how he had worshipped the Emperor each and every moment of his life, but when he mentioned the golden light of the Astronomicon, his voice quivered. When his guests left, he stared at them for a long time, his gaze filled with sadness. Okay. Yeah, we might as well set up and extract him here. For Adamantine. Desert world. Scan this one. Nothing here. But we did scan a burning world, or we did scan a world that they want. Okay, what do we have here? Provisions. Yes. Smuggler's cache. Okay. And a drifting void ship is all that's left here. Not you. Maybe we bring Heinrichs this time. Then we've got 3. I don't want more than 2 Psychers, so Heinrichs and Cassia. So we gotta level up Heinrichs. That's an interesting one. We're gonna go reckless. No, we need something that'll give out damage over time stuff, so we'll give you that one. Okay, he could take Psyker Majoris now, which is probably what we want to do, just to get it going. Get up there. Find a way up. Sure. Don't know how worth it that was, but we did it. A mad tech priest. Okay. Should not have gone that fast. Lesson learned. Pascal, fix that, please. Thank you. Oh no, motive force. goods. Zero skull sword. 10 fellowship. It suffers no damage from area attacks whenever it's hit by melee attack. Thanks. Let's go. Run. Fucking run. Cut the power. Goods. Give me the thing. So I take it we're about to fall into some sort of chaos battle. Okay, well. Yeah, you
I spoke to Mistress Tolliman recently. Don't you think you're taking advantage of the Lord Captain's hospitality, Van Callums?
I assume you're referring to the small request I submitted to Vigdis. If so, then no. I'm not taking advantage. The matter is closed.
that's good. Who do we want to give those to? I think the movement points are actually going to help her better there. Fuck out of there. fix this. Okay, or maybe that worked. Yeah. Dead people. I get it. Something happened here. Ah, okay. Servitor. Add locusts. Servitor. These guys aren't pushovers. There's this thing too. What is this? Oh, that's the Herald of Corruption. Okay. Cassia. Tell you what. You go here. Cabela. Pascal can start hitting him with a few things there. Heinrichs, you come up here as well. Abelard, I want you to start heading towards them over there. Drop this on John. Take out those Heralds of Corruption, please. And then see if John can also take a shot at it, too. Yes, that's what we want. First, let's target prey. Oh. So we can kind of just target a bunch of prey here. Well, perfect spot, and then we'll just do a regular attack here. But yeah, we gotta get rid of this. sight. Who can I shoot at? Don't have great line of sight, really. I should probably move so I can take out the Herald of Corruption. Fortunately, that moves me out of the thing. There. Thank God. Oh, Heinrich is taking some damage here. This ain't good. Down he fucking goes. Great. Yeah, not a ton of damage there. Yeah, Pascal, you might have to just target this guy. Shit on him. Abelard, we actually might have to move you this way. Deal with them as they come. Move there, please. No, move here, please. Sworn enemy. And charge. Cassia, you gotta move. Move the rear over here. And then enhance Cabela. Held in my gaze. Observator. And then bring him down. John. Who can perfect spot. And then take a shot at... Oh, I don't want to hit Cabela. So I guess we'll just try to take a shot at this guy. Oh, Jesus. Pascal. No! This is bad. This is very bad. I may have to move here. No, I don't have to move. Abelard, swarm into me. Do it. Then, charge in. And then hit him again. Oh, target the guy in the middle, please. Not quite dead. We can fix that. Abelard, go. Can hit you. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna target you at this. Do this. And then we're gonna take him out. And next turn, I'll have to reload. Bella, start attacking. Charge the big guy. Can get up in his face. Cassia, you go there. Can you hit him with your ability? That. And we're gonna curse you. Warp cursed. Reload. But I'm also gonna have to move. Yeah, don't try running. That's not gonna go. That's not gonna work. That. I can't jump up there. So I guess we're done. So we are going to sworn enemy. Reckless strike. Strike. And end our turn. Cassie's got him kind of right where she wants him. We're gonna move the rear to be like right here. Oh, I don't have line of sight. Then I guess we won't move it. We'll just kind of. Oh, no line of sight. Okay. Might have to move her, but we'll leave her there for now. She's fighting. She's fighting him pretty effectively. John, back up a bit. Now that you're all reloaded, mark him as prey. He isn't. Oh, he's already. Well, then let's call the bold. That's perfect spot. Let's get a damage bonus there, and let's take a shot. Nice. Yeah, Cabela, get back down here. Abelard has this under control. I move here, can I see him? I can. Bella's crippled. We gotta get back to the ship. Oh, we were gonna equip her with the new staff, weren't we? Yeah. Yeah, that was bad. We all took a lot of damage. Lots of wounds. Marksman's rifle. Plasma pistol. Disarm is way on the other side. We're gonna come back. They're leaving. We need to be healthy for this. I fear there's more coming. Here, I suppose we can go map. Maybe there isn't more coming. Looks like we've kind of been everywhere now. That demolition trap was like the last thing. Well, now I'm like all turned around. Where the fuck do we go from here? Gotta select Cabela, unlink. So we can try and disarm. maybe I should have gone back. Yeah. Yeah. Christ. John. Cassia, we need to get rid of these things on the ceiling. These, corruptions. Cabela, you're kinda crippled. You can't target them, so we're gonna... Pascal, you can kind of target them. Heinrichs, you are severely beaten up. You go with Cabela so you can give her the strength bonus. Abelard, I want you to take care of the Mad Magos right up front. Okay, Cassia. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna boost Cabela. You're gonna throw the rear down on John. And you're going to give him another turn, in which he is going to perfect spot. Take a shot at this Herald of Corruption. Oh, no line of sight to that one? Okay, then... Did he kill it? I think he killed it. Then your turn is done. Oh, fuck you. We might be in trouble. If we load, where's that gonna put us? I don't like where it's gonna put us. Yeah, she's like just not herself right now. Yeah, I don't think we can win this. Not with how beat up we are. Where does the quick load bring us? Just out of curiosity. way the fuck there? Yeah, I think we gotta go here, unfortunately. Oh, I think we gotta redo almost that entire thing. Yeah, we do. Fuck. Well, at least we got a better idea of what we're in for. So I don't think we're gonna bring Heinrichs. I think we're gonna bring Adira this time. But we'll redo it next time. In fact, I'll probably just work my way off screen back to that final fight. But yeah, right now I gotta get moving. I gotta get something to eat. And I gotta go get groceries today, which means I need to go take a shower. Something I don't particularly want to do, but because my thumb hurts. So, I got this. I don't know if it's like my nail is growing into my thumb or what. I've tried cutting it down, so it shouldn't be, but it's still really sore. I gotta figure that out. And using it to scratch using my thumb to, like, you know, wash and scratch my hair. It's just not. I mean, obviously it's not super painful. It's just unpleasant. Little inputs like these slight button presses and stuff don't hurt bad though. Anyway, whatever. We'll deal with it next. So next time on Rogue Trader, I'll get us back to that fight. Hopefully with full wounds. And then I don't know. We'll see where we go from there. Maybe we'll head back to Footfall and see if the way is clear after that. So, as usual, this is John Crade signing out.